there are times where he was asked about personal conversations he had with the president, and he was forthcoming, even if he could have said it was a private matter. So it was I really appreciate his candor in the comprehensive way he answered every question.
That's Democratic Congressman Ro Khanna reacting to former Biden Chief of Staff Ron Klain testifying in Congress. This as more Biden staffers are set to testify in the coming weeks. Let's bring in now Texas Congressman and House Oversight Committee member Michael Cloud. Congressman, thanks for joining us. What did you make of Klain's testimony?
Well, it's good to see someone finally stepping up and doing something other than taking the fifth. It's remarkable to see that we are continuing to uncover what we believe to be the truth all along, that maybe President Biden wasn't exactly making all the decisions, certainly up to the last term. We still have a lot more to find out and more people coming before the committee, but finally to have somebody not hiding behind the fifth was helpful.
Yeah, I remember covering when the work husband of former First Lady Jill Biden, Anthony Bernal, was pleading the fifth. He wouldn't talk to me in the hallway either. But yet after that, some of your colleagues like Congressman Byron Donalds have suggested that it may be time to subpoena a little farther up the chain to include First Lady Jill Biden. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, very much so. Hunter Biden also seems willing to talk now, so let's see what he has to say when he's under oath. So and if the story rings the same, so there will be a time for that for sure. A lot of time you start off with kind of gathering the facts at a certain level to kind of figure out where the investigation should go. So that's why we started with who we started with. But there'll certainly be a time to, if we need more information, if we can't find it, and if we have to continue to subpoena the individuals who would know the best.
And we can show our viewers some of those former aides that are scheduled to appear. You can see here Ian Sams, Andrew Bates, Jeff Zients, but they're in the middle. Karine Jean-Pierre, former White House press secretary, I think perhaps her testimony could be very interesting after Congressman, many will recall when Jean-Pierre told us that President Biden was running circles around all of this staff. She saw it every single day. How important do you think it will be that she testify truthfully as opposed to pleading the fifth?
I do think her testimony could be very interesting, especially if she's forthcoming. You were right. She was the most adamant about, the President Biden being as fit as a fiddle and, able to keep up with the very best of Olympic athletes, you would think, from the way she discussed it. But shortly after being out of office and not having her position, she also released a book kind of beginning to walk back from the craziness that was going on. That she continued to cover for in the Biden administration. So again, we'll see what happens when she's under oath and to see if she continues to be forthcoming and to tell what was really going on. That would be very helpful to the investigation and important because this has legal implications. It has legislative implications down the line. This isn't just about, some sort of trying to find a scandal. This has real world impacts as to where we go from here.
Sure it does. The American people want answers. Before I let you go, Congressman, let me just change gears and ask you, there's chatter about fears of a government shutdown possibly coming. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, we're going to do what we need to do. Certainly, we've already passed some appropriations bills on the House floor. When we come back to Washington, that'll be up again, the next appropriation bills, the week we come back, and we'll continue to push them forward. Of course, the Dems are lost right now. They don't seem to have a message. They don't seem to have a plan for America, and they'll be looking for some sort of way to gain some sort of relevance and traction. Hopefully that doesn't mean that they're going to push toward a shutdown. It is important that we keep this administration funded and continue to have them doing the good work that they're doing for the American people.
We shall see where it all goes. Congressman Michael Cloud, thank you for joining us today. Have a great weekend.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.